The Anita Kaufman Foundation, which is an international epilepsy foundation, they had contacted us through the national VFW magazine. In fact, this article here, those of you who get the VFW magazine or remember the VFW, we did a skydiving for epilepsy last year, in which we raised about $3,000 between different check donations, online donations. We had a couple different venues. One was through the center, which was the Rawlins Center for Health and Fitness Complex, and the other thing was the skydiving event, which I did with Sky Granny back there over at Miller, Missouri. That's the Ozark Skydiving Center. As we're doing this for the National Purple Day, which is March 26th, we're doing this epilepsy awareness and training. So this moves. We borrowed this slide from Chris Arceneaux over at the Epilepsy Shield Project. As you know, each year there's telethons, there's a lot of media coverage for different events, there's a lot of funds devoted to it, yet epilepsy affects more people than cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, and cystic fibrosis combined, and causes more deaths individually than breast cancer, prescription overdoses, skin cancer, or drunk driving accidents. We picked up this slide from the Anita Kaufman Foundation. However, you can find similar information on other Epilepsy Foundation websites. Did you know that sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, death can happen without warning? It affects about 1% of epileptics with uncontrolled seizures, meaning that they have breakthrough seizures because the medicines that they're on is not controlling their seizures. However, they can lower their risk with better seizure control. And now for the seizure first aid training. The information we're about to present you now comes from the Anita Kaufman Foundation website. 6 things you ought to know if you come across or have a family member that is having a seizure. The first thing to do is stay calm. Second, move dangerous objects around the person so they don't hurt themselves. And third, and probably most importantly, is time the seizure, because the duration of the seizure is important and it determines whether or not you need to call an ambulance. The fourth thing is, if the person has fallen to the ground, try to turn them on their side and put something soft under their head. The reason why you turn them on their side is so they don't aspirate. And the fifth thing during a seizure is never put anything in a person's mouth and never hold them down. And finally, if the person is wandering, gently steer them away from any potential dangers. Definitely call 911 if a seizure lasts longer than 5 minutes. That's why it's important to time it, or it repeats. If a person is injured or a seizure occurred in water, if a person does not resume breathing after the seizure, definitely want to be calling a 911 or trying to administer CPR. If a person has no ID stating they have epilepsy, or if they're pregnant or diabetic, call 911. You can find more information on the Anita Kaufman Foundation website or the National Epilepsy website or even the Missouri and Kansas Epilepsy Foundation websites